Hey guys, Fabio here. Another great day on this beautiful planet. Today, Bitcoin price is at 92K, and some people are freaking out. And I want to make this video because this is when you see the people that really have conviction versus the people that are only in for the money and only in for the speculation. So, and this is where and when the smart money are piling in, like some of the, I think the Saudis and or the Emirates, and then El Salvador just bought like 1,000 Bitcoin, and you can clearly see here that the people that talk about, so there is a big distinction between smart money and dumb money basically, because if you really understand what Bitcoin is about, and you read books like the Bitcoin Standard, or you listen to amazing Bitcoin teachers and mentors like Jeff Booth, or Andreas Antonopoulos, or Simon Dixon, and there are so many more. And obviously Max Keiser was one of the first ones back then, and also people like Michael Saylor. They talk about more like in an economic sense, but still make a lot of good arguments about why Bitcoin is fundamental for the future of the economy on this planet. If you understand, if you study and understand, if you take the time to study and understand these people, you will not sell now, you will actually buy more now, because you understand that the project has absolutely like super solid fundamentals, and so it's basically a deal, you know. And then you don't want to have like a mindset of thinking how much money can I make next week. This is more like a long, it's like a marathon, it's not like sprint. So if you can clearly see here the smart money, the difference between the smart money and the dumb money. The smart money are accumulating because they know what they're buying, and I'm talking Bitcoin, I'm not talking paper Bitcoin. So there's a big difference, right? And by the way, you can also see that many of the heaviest sellers are the ETF sellers, which means the people that they don't really own Bitcoin, they just own a IOU that tells them, it's a piece of paper that tells them that they have some Bitcoin, which is not true. So these people, by the simple fact that they bought the ETF, that already tells you that they don't know what Bitcoin is and what Bitcoin is doing, or they know only a little bit. And okay, it's all good, you know. The people have, there are people on the market at the different levels, but if you really embrace and understand the Bitcoin ethos, you also understand that you don't want to own any paper Bitcoin. You'd rather want to own the real thing, right? You want to own your Bitcoin in your full custody. Yeah, so price dip 92K, it doesn't matter, like zero. Like this time, after the third full market cycle, if we can even talk about market cycles anymore at this point, I don't really feel it. I don't care. It's just an illusion, you know. If you really understand what's going on in the economy, and if you really understand that the fiat money, that is just an illusion, and then there is somebody like central banks, they can print this fiat money all the time, and then everybody else is going to work like slaves. You know, in those old movies, like those movies where there are like ships of people rowing, and then there is a guy with a drum that is pounding on the drum, boom, boom, and everybody's rowing, like all the slaves are rowing. This is exactly how people live today in the fiat society, because the fiat society is a chicken farm slavery system that is designed to harvest the work of people, rather than living in a system where everybody would give to everybody else value, and we all become richer, which is the Bitcoin system, because Bitcoin is a truth machine that basically, you know, it gives you a window on the real world rather than being in an illusion where everything gets more and more expensive and scarcer every day. So if you want to unplug, and the beautiful thing is that you don't need permission from anybody to unplug from the old you know, energy harvesting system of fiat money and to plug it into the new modern system of freedom. Nobody has to give you permission. It's a completely voluntary based system that you can join whenever you want, whenever you're ready. And you have to be ready energetically to join it, because you have to take responsibility for your life. You have to start taking full responsibility of your own life and all your choices, right? So it's up to you. It's up to, nobody can force you into it, and actually nobody wants to force you into it. For example, if you don't share the same values that I'm sharing with you on this message, that's fine. You know, we live in a free world, at least according to someone like me. So you can do whatever you want, as long as you don't infringe on the freedom of other people. So if you want to be a slave and you want to remain a slave, be my guest and enjoy the journey. But if you want to like unplug from the chicken farm energy harvesting system of fiat money and plug into a system that is free, where the value you provide to the world get compensated, and then over time that value increase because you are in a free system, then join Bitcoin. And then when there are dips like today in the market, or this week, or this period, be happy about it, because you can buy the dip, you can acquire more Bitcoin and keep stacking sats. And yeah, sats are just the smallest unit of Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is basically, there are only 21 million Bitcoin, and every Bitcoin is divisible by 100 million times. So 100 millionth of a Bitcoin is called a Satoshi, or a sat. So we say, in the community jargon, we say keep stacking sats every day in every way, or whenever possible, and your future will be amazing. Have a great day, and to your success. Bye bye.